Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today I'm going to be covering the Tier 7 Tech Tree Heavy Cruiser, the Algerie. It is a French Tier 7 Heavy Cruiser. Oh, I have to change my camera FOV apparently, because, or else if I click C, it'll look zoomed in. There you go. So, this is a game I played around 20 minutes ago, so I'm just going to cover it in this video for check trials. Let me know how my microphone sounds, because for some reason, I launched my computer today and randomly the settings completely changed. So I hope they're not too loud or not too oppressive. Do let me know. I will improve it for the next video. But bear with me for this video. In the meantime, hopefully it doesn't sound too bad for you guys. So the Algerie Tier 7 Cruiser. This is the ship build I'm going to be running. The numbers have no significance in this case. It's not the order I'm taking them. It's just the build. So if you feel free to pause and take a look at the build if you so wish. I will show the build in more detail at the end of the game in the port. But for this game, is this going to show you the ultimate Algerie gameplay and how to play the Algerie? Not really. This is kind of like a very interesting match I wanted to feature because I guess some funny things happen and we still played strategically and I wouldn't say to our ultimate strengths, but it worked out regardless. So as you can see, I'm pushing up pretty aggressively here without speed boost yet. In this case, of course, Algerie, since it is a French cruiser, tech tree, we've got the availability of speed boost. We have a 15% speed boost. The stock top speed on Algerie is 32 knots. It goes up to 37 knots. This is, of course, including the speed flag for the ship. And that's kind of what your main strength is, your speed boost. It allows you to dodge some shells since you don't have heal. Most tech tree tier 7 cruisers don't have heals. Since you do not have a heal, you're gonna rely on that speed boost to minimize damage intake. Now, that isn't the only nice thing about the Algerie. We also have the availability of reload booster, as it is a French heavy cruiser in the tech tree line. And we have that reload booster, which is really nice for a lot of situations. Namely, this situation here with this Nuremberg. He's going to go full broadside, and we're going to use our reload booster here. We get 5 of them with Superintendent, so we should definitely make use of them the entire game and try to get as many of them as possible. We get a Citadel there, and we get another 2 Citadels to finish him off. And we get our first blood with 22,000 damage. That's pretty nice. So you're wondering, why am I playing so aggressive in the Algerie here? Because Algerie in general, if you've ever watched my Charles Martel or San Louis videos, maybe even my Henry video, all of them are available on my channel, by the way. So actually, I think this is one of the only tech tree ships I have left to cover from tier 6 to 10. I think the only one after this one is actually La Galissonière. So if you want to see a La Galissonière video, let me know. But as I was saying, the playstyle with the Algerie is we're looking for a pre-kited open water sort of playstyle. But in this case, I played a bit aggressive. We got those shots on the Nuremberg. I got really excited. So in this case, we're going to play close quarters Algerie gameplay, which as you can see is already creating some trouble because there is a Caracciolo pushing up mid with half friendly Königsberg. Well, not friendly to us, of course, but friendly to that Caracciolo. Or should you say Caracciolo? I'm not sure. But anyway, so we have this. We get 2 torps. We do have 3 torps per side. We get 2 out of 3 of those, which is really nice. Unfortunately, I missed one, but that's okay. We still do 18,000 damage there. We flood him, so he does DCP. More importantly, this Königsberg's getting too excited. He's running it down. I assume he's gonna try to torp me in this situation. So I'm gonna keep reversing at him, make him think that I'm just gonna reverse full speed. Like we talked about, we have that speed boost available, so we can try to juke him. Now we're full speed ahead here. We get double Citadel on him, and we try to accelerate, and we do. We get that quick acceleration. Not super quick or something, but it's pretty decent, and we accelerate out of those Königsberg torps. Königsberg ends up going down, and we get a big, huge 7.9k AP salvo on that Caracciolo. And as a heavy cruiser here, the Algerie does have 203mm guns. The same gun caliber as Charles Martel and San Louis, which is really nice. This is the first heavy cruiser in the line for the Henry line, because La Galissonière is a light cruiser. Now, in this case, we're trying to finish up this Caracciolo, but unfortunately, our team finishes him off before I do. But at least we're alive, which is really important. Now, this position Not really the best, as you can see. We're kind of in the middle of the map, but it's okay. At least we're alive. We're still 28k HP left. So we're okay. And now, well, we have to deal with this Charn horse that's right there. So I'm just going to reverse, so just in case he just runs it down full speed. I'm not sure what he's thinking right now. But he might run it down full speed. Of course, he'll die doing that, but he'll also hurt me in return. So we're going to just be a bit chill, reverse here, and chill out. As you can see, we're still on our first speed boost because it does last 234 seconds. Which is huge duration, of course. Which, I mean, you don't really need Superintendent on this one. I'm just taking it since you're grinding the line anyway. You can just take it and get an extra reload booster and an extra speed boost. So yeah, Algerie is actually one of my, I wouldn't say favorites, but it is up there for one of the ships I actually enjoy playing. This is a ship I'll go back to just to play for fun, which isn't normal for me at tier 7, like a tech 3 ship I just go for fun with. Now, there are some others, but Algerie is definitely up there for one of those tier 7 ships I enjoy playing personally in random battles. Now, this game isn't the perfect example of how you're meant to play it. For that, I do have another, I think, Algerie video a while ago where you can see an open water style. In this case, we're kind of playing a bit aggressive, which, in a way, isn't something common you'd see, but at the same time we are top tier, so it does allow us to play slightly more aggressive. And with a map like Estuary, sure, why not? Let's try to play a bit more aggressive. As you can see, look how many ribbons I already have. Not by number of ribbons, but more like the type of ribbons. We have a lot of those. But yeah, I think actually was Algerie built in real life. Let's do a quick Wikipedia or Google search. French heavy cruiser Algerie. I'm gonna guess yes. Speaking of which, by the way, this Charn horse is running it at me, so I'm gonna pre-torp the angle here to try to get some torps on him. I think we're gonna land some good torps. Likely. Hopefully. I mean, he's running straight into them, so they aren't... Are they fast? Boom, we get 2 torps. There you go, 60 knots, so they're not extremely fast, but they're a good defensive tool because just in case, you know, just in case you get up close and personal with ships, at least you have some torpedo damage output. Just for an update, by the way, Algerie was built. We get the Charn horse, that's pretty cool. That's with flooding, if you were wondering. Algerie was actually built. That's all the information I got for you. I know it was scuttled in 1950. No, scuttled at Toulon in 1942, but then it was scrapped in 1951. If anyone knows the historical story with that, please do let me know in the comments. And of course, let me know what you think of the Algerie in general. I think it's, to be honest, I think it's awesome. You do need to be relatively experienced at the game to play it pretty well. Not to say, like, you know, if you're not experienced at the game and you're good, you're not going to play it well, of course. I mean, if you're just good at the game in general, you're, of course, going to have a good time with this ship. Some people might not like it just because of the armor scheme. It's a bit trollish. I do take last stand because your propeller, rudder shift and propeller do get broken pretty easily. That's a common trait with these higher tier French cruisers, 7, 8, 9. So I do take last stand to help defend against that. But yeah, as you can see, we're up to 114,000 damage relatively easily in this case, mostly because of our torps, I think. But we also had some pretty decent gun damage. HE on the Algerie, pretty awesome, 17% fire chance with that 11-12 second reload. 203mm guns, as we said, so they pen pretty much all the battleships at tier 7. We've got the reload booster to increase our DPM. Then we also have the AP, which does almost 5,000 damage. Again, we have the reload booster, which helps us a lot. Overall, a very nice ship to play. Doesn't mean like when I was grinding Henry originally, I had a good time because I wasn't that good at the game. But the more experience you get, the more fun, of course, you're gonna have with these French heavy cruisers. And I think Algerie is great. This might be not an opinion most of you share. I'm not sure. That's why I'm interested in knowing what you guys really think about the Algerie. I know a lot of people may have different opinions on the ship. I really want to know because I really enjoy playing it. This is just one of those ships I enjoy playing. And this is like, I didn't intend to make a video on Algerie. I was just kind of playing it off stream for fun. And I was like, you know what? I'll just feature this game because I never really covered it, Algerie in the tech trials, and this is, well, this is a perfect situation to cover it. But we're gonna try to get. Oh, one more thing I didn't mention is the gun range on the ship is 17.9 kilometers, which is huge. The arcs aren't that easy to use, but you can still manage if you aim your shots well, as you can see. And with that range, I mean, you can play it safe. Now, against tier 9s, you're of course going to have a harder time, but you can sit at those longer ranges with your speed boost and farm higher tier battleships with HE probably. The problem's really going to lie against those big cruisers that you're going to fight against at tier 9. You might have a bit of a harder time against those, especially if they have improved AP angles. Alaska, maybe. But yes, that's pretty much the game here. So after we'll try to get this Queen Elizabeth. Let's see. He's on fire and ticking. If we kill him, that's pretty much the game. For personal score, we ended up doing 122,140 damage, 102 shell hits, 4 torp hits, 3 kills, 4 fires, 2 floods, 5 citadels, 15 secondary hits, 2 spotted ribbons, and 2 aircraft shot down, and 1 in-cap. Our achievement we got was First Blood. We ended up doing 2nd place on our team. Complimented my Nagato earlier. He did pretty well. He got Confederate and Close Quarters Expert, which is awesome. For detailed report, we got 28k on the Scharnhorst, 16k on the Nuremberg, 7k on the Queen Elizabeth, 27k on the Caracciolo, 21k on the Congo, 17k on the Königsberg that rushed there, and 3k on the Devonshire. As you can see, our damage distribution is fairly even. Not really, actually. We didn't get much HE damage this game. Now, normally I would get way more HE damage in an Algerie, unless, of course, you're getting free broadsides. But in this case, we got mostly AP, it looks like, and we got 37k damage from torpedoes, which is pretty interesting. For credits and XP, this is the screen. There you go. This is without any boosters, I believe. For my commander build for the Algerie, we've got Last Stand, Gun Feeder, Priority Target, Superintendent, Concealment Expert, Survivability Expert, Adrenaline Rush, and Top Grade Gunner. If you're playing the French line for the first time, the priority, in my opinion, would be something like Last Stand, a Priority Target, and then you're gonna go Adrenaline Rush, and then Concealment Expert, and then Survivability Expert, then Top Grade Gunner, and then Superintendent, and then Gun Feeder. You can take Gun Feeder as your 11th point, so you can get that straight away. And you could also take it as your first point, but it's up to you. It's, of course, going to be a bit riskier because you're not going to have that Last Stand. For equipment, Prop Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Engine Boost Mod 1, and Main Armaments Mod 1. And actually, I just realized the Algerie actually leads to both the Henry and the Marseille. So you're going to have to play this if you're going for any of those. For the armor layout for the Algerie, we've got 16mm nose armor, 25 deck and side armor, and 16 rear armor. For the citadel armor, it sits all the way above the water here, up to halfway of the freeboard. But more importantly, we also have some spaced armor, as you can see. That doesn't mean you're indestructible. You'll still get citadeled pretty easily if you're full broadside like this. And more importantly, if you're showing your angle like this, you might actually get shaked from the front. And that's kind of interesting that the front has this external citadel, but the rear does not. I'm not sure if that's historical or not. If you guys know, do let me know. I'm quite interested, actually. But that is the Algerie's armor layout. For the camouflages, we actually have a few here, which I'm going to show you. So starting off with the standard permanent camo, which is the one I was using, at least the look I was using. It's a two-tone dark blue and gray, which misleads the enemy as it looks like there's more sea when there isn't. Then there is also the dark blue and white dual color camo. We also have, I believe this is for an event. Hold on. The polar ice caps, probably for a Christmas event or something. I think it looks actually pretty decent. It gives you the red and the white deck with a white and gray. I think this camo looks actually pretty cool. I like this camo. It's simple, but it's good. Definitely a nice color. I really like the red as well with the white. It's a good combination. And then for the last, we've got the Space Algerie camo, which actually goes all the way up from La Galissonière, I think, to Henry IV. So that's pretty cool. And I think even the American heavy cruisers have that too. I think up to Des Moines from the Pensacola have them as well. That's pretty cool. But personally, I like turning that off, so I don't have to buy this one with doubloons. So I can just have this one and just use the normal permanent camouflage. Where you find the Algerie, you go into tech tree, and it's gonna sit at tier 7. There you go. And it leads straight to the Henry and the Conde and also the Marseille. And it, of course, comes from La Galissonière here. That is pretty much the Algerie, guys. I hope you enjoyed the Algerie video. Please do let me know what video you want to see next. What ship you want to see next covered in any series, maybe tech trials or fresh look, anything. I would love to cover whatever you guys ask me. Step by step, of course. We'll try to cover as many ships as possible. Again. But that's pretty much it. And I'll see you in the next video. Big fan.